Here we are. Looks like it's up. Good. T minus 0, as the bag says. Good morning. Here we are. Look at this. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning in Saksa. It's the second day of the Golden Week holiday, and outside today is going to be nuts. It's just going to be nuts. Paper is out. Yes, thank you. Who's this frozen runner? Paper is out. Ishikawa-san's paper is out. We may see her. She may come round about 9 o'clock or so. Our ongoing dry peel here. One roll at a time. I hear kids' voices out there. I think they're perhaps middle school kids or high school kids. Maybe coming from the batting center around behind the building. There's a batting dome, a batting club. Just behind the building. You can't see it from this camera. Okay, one more roll exposed. I think we're about halfway through this calligraphy. Excuse me. Still haven't shaken off my spring cough. A couple more days, maybe, who knows. Is there any calligraphy in the bottom part of the print? Bottom left corner. This is the main octopus speaking to the woman. They continue through the rest of the right-hand side. And down the bottom corner, there's a bunch of little calligraphy, which is from the sun. It's the son of the main octopus, who's basically saying, get out of the way and I can have my turn, something like that. So what have we got today? I know I'm just carving on this. I have a bit of show and tell actually today. Today's Sunday, Cameron won't be here. And I've got a show and tell item. It's not something new that I got this week. It's not related to the upcoming YouTube video. Actually, I was looking for something else for that video yesterday when I came across this item that I've had for a few years. And I thought, oh, that'd be cool to show the gang on the Twitch stream. So we have a kind of a fun show and tell, something I got some years ago, but haven't shown to you. And it might be a little bit difficult to show because it's big. But we'll give it a try. And in a sense, it's an item that is returning home today. An old print we got that's coming home today. Review, folks, looks okay, looks all right. 早い Wow, papers out. Good morning. 何が
昨日
悪い
はカメラこうだったよね。
はい。
今日はこっち、
はい
下げたのにさ。
何 Can you I wasn't watching. なんだ You tried to fool us and we caught
違
you.
う。いや、この上着が一緒だから、
はい
中は違うけど、だからちょっと恥ずかしくて、今日はちょっと嫌だと思って。
I'm sorry.
嫌だよ。
Okay,
そうしたらこっち向いてるよ。
You're off camera now. なぜか、昨日曇ったんです。
曇った。
右の方が楽しい。いろんな人が歩いて、左はちょっと楽しくないです。できるだけ右に移したいんです。で昨日曇ったら、OK、今日は晴れです。でちょうど太陽の明かりがレンズに入ります。だから晴れの日がしょうがない。
そうなんだ。
ドンキ向きの
そうなんだ。そうか。逆光になるからね。
天気の感じ。
そうだね。
石川さんで全然聞きたい。申し訳ない。もう録音してないよ。
そう。よかったよかった。
They can't even see you now. Here is a picture of it. This is Ishikawa-san.
おはようございます。
And they're probably already, they're covering their ears, your voice. so,
はい。じゃあ行ってきます。
your paper is out. 6時半頃カメラ出したんですよ。
ありがとうございます。
今日は最後かな？
そう、今日はとりあえず。でも今度はもう金曜日に来ます。今週の金曜日に来るから、まあゴールデンウィークといった
でもそうすると違う仕事ですね。
そう、あれパトリオンします。
だけどこの糸を。
そうだね。そうそう。だから今日ね、送るんですね。終わったらすぐ持ってきます。
Thank you.
はい。
Okay. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. Did she come walking up towards the camera? She was embarrassed about the camera yesterday, so she tried to fool it today by coming from the other direction. And I guess we fooled her, so not that we had been planning that. And yeah, it's the sunshine. I know the other direction is more interesting for the camera, as I was just saying to her. The other direction is more interesting, so I would prefer pointing it the other way. But at this time of day, you can see what's happening here. The sun is behind the camera. And if I point it the way we had it yesterday, the sun shines right in the lens. So we can't do that. And what you're seeing is the view on Rokdori towards the west from our shop. You see a large building, a tall building at the far end of the street. That's the Donkey building, the Donkey Hori building. You can see part of their sign. And the oyster restaurant to the left of me, they have a patio with a plastic sheet to cover from the rain, and that's what you see blowing in the wind a little bit. On the other side of the street, you can see the famous, if you look about 1/3 of the way in from the right-hand side, there's a restaurant with a blue awning, right where that girl is now. The blue awning, and that's the whale restaurant. It's Tokyo's most famous whale meat restaurant called Hoge-sen. So you can see the whale on the awning. And that's the north side of the street, but it's not getting sunshine at the moment because it's still very early in the morning. It's 8 o'clock, 8:12 in the morning. There is our homeless person with the two trolleys. It's a she, actually. Not quite tell this one. It's a lady. Anyway, back to work, Dave. Don't get sidetracked. I'd sit here watching the street scene all day. That would be an interesting webcam channel. You know, if there was a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel or something like that that had webcams all around the world just pointed at streets. It would be so much fun to watch, you know. If they were all live, you could get a sense of the different time zones. You know, we know about time zones intellectually. We understand how they work and what they are. I know that, you know, at the moment it's nighttime somewhere else and daytime somewhere else and stuff like that. But if you had a channel where there was like webcams like this in each of the 24 time zones around the world, you could switch, you would really get a feel for what's happening. Okay. really is nighttime in Britain now and stuff like that. That would be a cool channel. Okay, what we've just done is run around the outside of one roll of calligraphy to clear off waste wood. I've left it fairly close to the lines, and now it's time to go and cut the actual calligraphy itself. By having the waste wood cut, what it means is that when I make each cut here on the main calligraphy, the waste wood moves away. See how it's moving under the knife? So when I'm cutting now, all the stress of the metal being pushed into the wood, all the stress and squeezing of wood happens on the waste side. So that piece of wood left over here, the part that will stay to print this calligraphy, hasn't been squeezed or crushed because all the tension of the knife, the compression, was pushed onto the waste wood. All, but anyway, most of it, I don't know about all, but most of it. You can see it, the waste wood moves, it pushes out of the way of the knife as the knife goes into the wood. It's really, really important. Without doing that, then the wood gets compressed on both sides of the knife. And it looks good at the point of cutting, but the lines, the leftover pieces of wood, expand when they hit water because they've been compressed. And when water hits them when we do the printing, they spread back out to their original size. So the lines always get fatter. I didn't know about this. I carved the whole Poet series, calligraphy on the Poet series, not knowing about this. I was endlessly frustrated. I would carve what I thought looked like nice, delicate calligraphy. And once I hit it with the brush to start printing, it always expanded. I'd have to go back and shave and shave and shave and shave. I was just too stupid to catch what was happening. It's funny, when I was chatting with Asuka-san, Asuka Notoharu, a really nice, good quality carver. I was chatting with him about this some years back. And he didn't get it. He said, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What's happening? Because he had always been trained properly, he had never done it the wrong way. He didn't spend years doing it the wrong way before learning how to do it the right way. So he didn't understand what was happening. Because for him, it was just a normal part of carving. You carve and slice it off, and it doesn't expand when you hit it. So he didn't know actually what was happening, because he'd never had the experience of doing it the wrong way. So it was really interesting. We talked about this one. He says, "Oh, I see. Yeah, I get it. And it was really quite bizarre. I'm talking to this guy with decades of experience as a professional carver, and he didn't realize what was happening because he'd never done it the wrong way." It's coming alive earlier to show more than yesterday. Yesterday was by the time we finished the stream at 9:30 or so, the joint was jumping. Well, it was a rainy day. Comments. How large is the octopus print going to be? I don't know. I don't know. This size. That TV crew or whatever it was, movie crew that was around yesterday didn't end up bothering us at all. They must have been on the next street over, Hopi Dori. So we had seen their truck in the morning, but we never saw them the rest of the day. So it wasn't a problem for us this time. So. so we can't see what's happening there. It's a bunch of people who just come out of the coffee shop across the street. It's a Sunday morning here. And every Sunday from like 6 to, I guess, around 8 or so, it's not actually decided, a bunch of the community members come up and do some cleaning and stuff. And we do our, merchants here do our cleaning once a month. We scrub the street, clean the signs and stuff like that. But the general community, the people who live here, not the merchants, they have their own sort of sweeping and cleaning and routine. And they do that every Sunday morning. It's partly for cleaning, and it's partly just to make sure they get a chance to check up on each other. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I know, the little old ladies who live by themselves, and some guys who live by themselves, and stuff like that. There's really a strong attempt in the community to get those people out of their houses and to make sure they're okay and get them involved with stuff, And one of the ways to do that is every Sunday morning, everybody gets outside with a broom and walks around and picks up some litter and does a bit of sweeping and stuff like that. And if, if 89-year-old Mrs. Suzuki doesn't show up, and somebody goes and knocks on her door, is she okay, whatever. So it's partly for cleaning, partly for just, keeping in touch with everybody. And if you're a cynical sort of person, you look at it with a cynical way, they're watching me, they're tracking me. And that's not really what it is. It's just simply the community wants to keep an eye on, how everybody's doing. Anyway, after they do this, they do their sweeping and chatting and whatever, they gather in the coffee shop across the street around 7:30 or 8 o'clock or so. And that's the sound of the people chatting just now. They've come out of the coffee shop after their meeting. So I fell into the middle of it, one of the times that I was first here. And I didn't understand what I had done. I went I didn't know about any of this, and I went into that coffee shop one Sunday morning. And I must have gone in there at about like 7:30 or something, not knowing anything about any of this. And I sat down at one of the tables. And the waitress came up and said, "Oh no, excuse me, no." And she gestured me over to sit at the counter. And I'm like, I had my newspaper, I wanted to spread it, I wanted to have a cup of coffee and read the newspaper. So I resisted a bit. And it's empty, there's nobody here, let me sit here, And she says, "Moshe, can I please, go and sit at the counter." So I rolled my eyes and okay, if there's whatever, blah, 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 what you want me to do, I went to sit at the counter. And of course, like 10 minutes later, in comes all these people, and they have their set seats and set pattern, and these 4 little old ladies sat at that table where I was and started chatting and blah, 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 blah. And Dave, Dave gets it. He understands now what that had been all about, It wasn't any kind of silly discrimination against me. It was just simply priority went to the regulars, and I was just this dude sitting down at the table, Same mistake as yesterday, coming around that corner. Exactly the same. You saw me do that? I came around once, shaved it off, and I thought, yeah, I'll shave it a bit more. Went a bit too deep, pulled it around the corner too tightly, and pop, off goes the tip. Idiot. Idiot. After 40 years, still making sometimes the same stupid mistakes. Deeper than you need to go, and carving a bit sharper around the corner than you need to go. So we've lost the tip of our knife here, so let's sharpen. Maybe she goes. Oops. Just food conversations. Wow. Okay, you go for it. So good. You talk about whale meat and stuff, okay? Hey. I haven't eaten over there. Don't intend to, whatever. Nice. And because the surface of the knife is so small in terms of, amount of metal that has to be removed, because it's so small, this sharpening is just like it's just a minute's work, seconds work. People that are working with larger planes or larger chisels, each time you nick it or chip it, you've got to take off a ton of metal to move back. That's not the case with these knives. There's such a small amount being removed. Also, we're not looking to be, what's that expression they use? Scary sharp. There's a kind of sharpening called scary sharp, where they go microscopically, totally microscopically sharp. We don't do that. There's no way. If I went that sharp, it would just crumble as I put it into the wood. And even you saw the last couple of strokes after sharpening it on the surface of the stone. I used the backside. I broke the edge. I used the stone with a tool at an angle and broke the edge so that it's not scary sharp. I could maybe shave with this. I don't know. It's too small. I can't get a slide across my hand. Oh, it does shave. Yeah, look at that. Oh. Almost. It's not scary sharp. It's just sharp enough. This sharpening was because of a tip break. I know sometimes we sharpen because it's just starting to get a bit too dull to do cutting. I mentioned in the stream earlier today, when you're cutting, the wood can't be allowed to get compressed. And if it starts to get a bit dull, it won't slice easily and it starts to squeeze the wood. And that's the point where you've got to sharpen. Yeah, like with some 1-inch chisels, you've got to go to a grinding wheel. So you're taking off so much metal. We just have to remove so little metal. We don't need grinding. I've never ground a chisel in my life. I don't know how to do that. We don't need grinding. Zoom, so okay. Sorry about that. Hi. Sorry about that. Type louder next time. I love that every time somebody asks about a translation of this, you guys pop up the link straight away. Somebody's really keeping that close at hand. It would take me 10 minutes to find it. I hear the workroom door up there just open and close. I wonder if Strauss-Sound's coming downstairs to ask something. The door up there is on rollers on the track. It echoes through the building when it's quiet like this. She just opened and closed the door. So I wonder if she's coming down to ask something. She comes here last night late. She left about 11 o'clock last night. She works on a family schedule. They have an elderly and ill dog, and so she and her husband and her daughter, they run a sort of family shift system. There's always got to be somebody at home to take care of the dog. So she's sometimes here at strange times. It's her own choice. She has her own key. She works whenever she wants to. And she's off today. She'll be leaving today around noon and not coming back for over a week. And it's a bit of a problem. I mean, she's doing Golden Week with her family. They're going away somewhere. And she's in the middle of the June print for Japan Journey. And it's not finished today. She knows she didn't have time to get it finished. So we're restructuring the schedule this month. Normally, Ishikawa-san and Suga-san finish their own batch of the monthly subscription print. And then after they're finished, we send the blocks over to Nagano Prefecture to our printer, Kanai-san. And she does the third batch of the subscription prints, the ones that are sent to customers on the 15th of each month. Now this month it's not working because Ishikawa-san doesn't have enough time to finish her batch before going off on her Golden Week holiday with her family. So what she's done is she's got done what she can manage. She's got maybe half the print finished. And it will go in the freezer around noon today. And she's going to bring me the blocks. Suga-san finished her batch last night. Ishikawa-san's going to half finish her batch and put it in the freezer today and then bring me the blocks. And this afternoon I will send the blocks over to Kanai-san in Nagano. And normally she wouldn't get them until next week, after Ishikawa-san's finished. But we're going to set her up. She's going to start the third batch right away, and that will become the second batch. And then when Ishikawa-san gets back from her Golden Week holiday, Kanai-san will have finished her batch of prints, and Ishikawa-san will take her paper out of the freezer and pick it up again. So this month, Ishikawa-san's prints will make up the third batch. And this has an extra benefit. People who are getting their prints in the batch at the beginning of each month get either a version printed by Ishikawa-san or Suga-san. People who get their prints on the 15th of each month batch get one made by Kanai-san. And this is going to shake that up a little bit, which is what I want. I want people, when they've got a full set of prints, to have prints that were made by many different printers here rather than all by one single printer. And this is going to help shake that up. It's a complicated schedule here, you know. Johnstown's running a little bit late with the block set for the 7th print, but it's okay because we're way ahead of him, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, the one we're talking about is the ripples. It's the ripples on the pond. So Suga-san finished her batch last night. They're in the drying boards. I'll be checking them today and sending them to Omen. And Ishikawa-san's are going to, as I said, hers will go into the freezer partway finished. This is getting a bit too long now. waiting for time for the show and tell thing. What's the set? 9 o'clock already. God, an hour already. Okay, let's do a bit of show and tell. As I mentioned, this is not something from our shop. It's something I found a couple of years ago, and it turned up last night when I was looking for something else. I thought, hey, the guys in the street might like to see that, because it's an item that's coming home. But when we bought it a couple of years ago, it came home. Now I need some space. This is a big item, so I need some space here. So let's do this. Maybe let's send a saksa. Shrink it down just a little bit. Okay. This came up on Yahoo Auction years and years ago. I think it's actually, when did I get this? It's October 2016, so it's 3 years ago. 2.5 years ago, whatever. Unboxing on Tubi. Here's the scale. You can see how big it is. It's whatever. This print. And here's the print. What's the best angle for you guys? Something like that. And what we see here is it looks like a bit of a village scene. And what this is it's a kind of a scroll. Not a scroll, it's a single image of an old street scene in Edo time. But what this is not Edo we're looking at. It's a woodblock print. It's all carved and printed as a woodblock print. It's a single print that would have been printed on blocks that large. And what it is, it's a view of Sendai City. And it was made for some kind of anniversary. I'm reading upside down here, you guys. Showa, let me turn around. I cannot read Japanese upside down with any kind of fluency whatsoever. It's Showa 36, the 5th month. And this, it says this is an edition of 300 with space for a number, and no number is written in there. So that would seem to indicate that this was a print made for part of the edition, but not sent out by the publisher, maybe left over with the printers or something like this. And what it is it's some kind of commercial group in Sendai had this made as a commemoration. Here we are. Here's the address. Sendai City, Chuo-ku, I can't read the local address, Mr. Suzuki, and it's Craft Corner, the Craft Corner. So maybe some kind of traditional craft shop in Sendai, whatever, had this made, and they had it made, it says here, made by Kyoto Hangain. This is the company in Kyoto that actually made the physical print for them. So the people in Sendai must have commissioned the design and the printmaking in commemoration of their street association or something like this. And this was made in, what's the date? Showa 36. What did that translate as? Showa 36. Well, I'm born in Showa 26, which was 51. So this is 1961. So this is not some ancient print. This is 1961. And one reason why I find this really, 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 really interesting is it's got the workers' names. It was made by Kyoto Hanga Inn. And it's got the name of the carver and printer. And the printer is Ito-san, and the carver is Harada Kametaro, which is a name that many of you recognize, and we are looking at this print at the moment on Harada Kametaro's bench. This print was carved on this bench. Welcome home. And I guess, and I don't know the details here, but my guess is that what they've done is the different shops here on this street all have like their shop mon and their shop name and their shop logo. And this is Takashimaya, so that's Takashimaya, the one that we now know as the Takashimaya department store. I don't know these, but they must be recognizable logos of shops that were in existence back in Sendai in the era when this is supposed to be a representation of. And they've taken some care with this. Look at this. We've got gradations on the side of this roof. These guys have gone to some quite extensive care to do this. Pieces of wood this big, and registration gets really tough across a piece of paper of this size. And when you zoom in, when you look at it closely, what we see is the areas in the center here. Like I can zoom in, zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. I don't know what I should be doing here. The areas in the center are registered. There's the kimono fabric is inside the kimono. It looks all lined up. But understandably, when we get to the far edges of this, when we start to reach the other edge, oops, the blue here doesn't quite match the edge of the umbrella. This kimono color here, it's off by about 0.5 millimeter here. And when we go back to the other end, again in the center, the registration's okay, but getting to the far end, again, we see some registration issues. The colors don't quite match up with what they've got. And I can get this because both with wood blocks and with paper this big, no matter how careful you are, there's no way you can avoid a little bit of shrinkage here and there. And then there's the one that just, when we first got this and I showed the printers upstairs, they all said the same thing. No way. Because you look at this gradation, there's a gradation across the whole top of this thing, and like it's got to be done in one piece. And give me a break. The block is like it's 1 meter long, and you've got to get your brush along the edge of this and back to the left and back to the right and back to the left and back to the right. Yeah, somebody's asking the long bokashi across the top. Exactly. It's cool. It's not great art. It's an interesting project. I'm just guessing that it would have been commissioned probably by the City Office of the Merchants Association or something. In commemoration of, maybe they had an anniversary or 100th anniversary of the Merchants Association or something. I've got no idea. As I said, the craft corner, so maybe it was a traditional craft shop or something like that. Then I guess they commissioned it and sold it, and I said it's marked as 300 copies in the limited edition. This is not marked limited, this one has no number, but whatever. And I'm sure there's lots to study. It's reminiscent of that thing when you go to the Edo Tokyo Museum here in Tokyo. They've got these huge dioramas of town life. And this is the same kind of thing done in woodblock print. A contemporary image of a diorama of what life must have been like back at the end of the Edo period. Good fun. And carved by our friend Harada-san, whose bench we are sitting at right now. And they filled it with little scenes, whatever. There's kids playing, rolling some hoops, there's more kids here, there's stuff going on. This looks like a scene from a Sakusa today. We see this go past my door every morning. They've gone to some trouble to make this look nice. It's actually not a huge number of colors. It's a fairly limited palette. You can see yourself. There's the few browns, grays, blues, and the vermilion. It's not an overextensive palette, but it doesn't matter. It shows the job. I wonder if the wood blocks are ever going to turn up. My guess is the wood blocks would be stored up in Sendai. the people who commissioned this print from the Kyoto Hanga Inn. And Kyoto Hanga Inn, don't be fooled by the name Kyoto. They had a workshop in Kyoto and a workshop in Tokyo. And Harada-san worked in the Tokyo workshop, or at home, but through the Tokyo workshop. So my guess is that the finished 300 prints and the wood blocks probably went up to Sendai, and they were distributed up there. So the blocks for this, my guess, would be up in Sendai somewhere. And this is post-war, so there's no reason that the blocks would have been burned up or destroyed. So they're probably up there. Anyway, there we have it. Nice little item. For me, the attraction is a few things here. Of course, the fact that it's large and seeing how the craftsmen struggled with trying to make it and get it to line up properly. And then when in the bottom corner, when I saw that it was carved by Harada-san, well, that's the kicker for me. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful item in our little collection here. We've got, we've talked about the museum / exhibition space / gallery that we're eventually going to open upstairs. And the idea is to do 3-month rotating exhibitions. We've got so many interesting prints in our collection. The idea is to do rotating exhibitions every 3 months, do the physical exhibition, do a little PDF file, put it online, so over the years, people online will be able to see the same exhibitions. And 2 of the exhibitions that are planned, I've got a bunch of them, cooking in my mind already. And 2 of the exhibitions that are planned are featuring carvers. So we've been collecting work as we get the prints in and out through the auctions for selling in the shop. I've kept stuff aside in various categories. And one group that I keep aside is prints that are carved by people we know. So there will definitely be an exhibition dedicated to the carver, Ito-san, the guy who helped me. And we've got some knives from him. We've got a bunch of prints he made, stuff like that. And there will also be an exhibition at some point dedicated to Harada-san, this other carver. We don't have any bench from we have the bench from him. We don't have any knives from him. We got the bench, and we've got some wood blocks, and we've got a bunch of prints that he made. So at some point in the future, this will be displayed and documented and talked about properly. And at that point, when we get that exhibition going, we will contact Sendai, trying to figure out if they can send us information when this, we know when it was made, but why it was made, what's the deal, what was it all about. It takes me half an hour to get this camera back in place. Okay, back up and running. It came through Yahoo Auctions. So actually there were 2 copies. Whoever had it had 2 copies, and he put them up separately. And I don't remember the exact sequence. I bid on one. I don't think it went all that high. And then I bid on the second one also, but it started to go crazy high, so I had to back off. We had 1 copy already, so whatever, let it go. Let somebody else get it. When I saw the second one, we bought the first auction. When I saw the second one, I thought, aha, somebody has found an old stack of these. He's got 50 copies or something. And he put one out, and I bid quite high for it, because, wow, here's Kawai-san. Because I wanted it, but you didn't know that he actually had 49 more copies. So when I saw the second one come out, I thought, oh, here we go. There's no value at all, because he's going to be putting one of these up every week. It didn't happen. There were just 2. So it was okay. You never know what people have got, Mirror time was at 9:16. Let's carve a bit more. really is going to be busy out there today. Sunday, first Sunday in Golden Week. Beautiful sunshiny day. People in Tokyo, wake up this morning, and the ones who are going away for holidays have it sorted out. They've already gone to Hawaii, or like Ishikawa-san, she's leaving tomorrow for Nagano. That's okay, but millions and millions and millions of people have not worked out a distant holiday or can't do a distant holiday. So people live in Tokyo. So they wake up, get the family, whatever. What are we going to do today? What are we going to do today in Tokyo? And Asakusa really is a destination. It's going to be crazy out there today. One thing they don't know, people who think, let's go to Asakusa for the day. It's a kind of cool idea because it's a nice place to stroll around, but what they don't realize is they won't be able to get lunch unless they're really lucky or really patient, because every restaurant in this district today, the lineups will start from somewhere around 11 o'clock. And every single restaurant, good one, bad one, mediocre one, whatever, they will be lined up around the block from 11 o'clock right through into the afternoon. And there's even lineups at the convenience stores. I get my salad or something at 7-Eleven. I'm going to go right after the stream today. I'm going to head to 7-Eleven and get my lunch salad and stuff ready. Because if I try and go at noon, it'll just be too long of a lineup. If I were a family coming to Asakusa today for the day, I would get a bento. We would either prepare a bento at home or go to a convenience store or something in the morning and get it, and bring a picnic sheet, and at lunchtime head down the river. There's beautiful parks over the river here, and you can sit on the river bank and have your lunch peacefully instead of lining up for hours at a restaurant. Bring your own lunch if you're coming to Asakusa today. Oh, also something else I remember too. There was an interesting couple in here yesterday. A couple came in with their kid. He's about maybe 1 year old or something like that. Well, they're a Western couple. It turned out we chatted for a while. Right. They're living in Tokushima. They live down in Shikoku on the island, and they're here in Tokyo for the weekend. Well, they're teaching English. They have an English school down there. And I was chatting with them. Well, why are you here in Tokyo? Just traveling around. He says, "Oh no, we're here for the competition tomorrow morning, the sumo competition." This was yesterday's conversation. And I had forgotten, yes, soka. First Sunday here. It's the sumo competition over at Sensoji Temple. And it's not sumo, not people wrestling. It's sumo wrestlers. They come, and what they do is the sumo guy stands there, and people wait in line with their babies. And you've heard about this. And they give the two babies to the two guys, and grrr, and which baby can scream loudest and the longest is the winner. I'm not justifying this, I'm just describing what happens, And when Westerners sometimes hear about this, they think like, what? How can this be considered fun to make your baby scream and cry? And whatever. I think the original idea was the healthiest, strongest baby, whatever, shows his mettle, whatever. But they still do this. and guys cooperate. Guys come from the sumo stables to perform the job of holding the babies and making an attempt to scare them. And I was a bit surprised because it was a Western couple yesterday. And I chatted with them. I said, look, a lot of Westerners are kind of not so hip to this idea of scaring babies. Are you cool with this? And the guy said, look, relax. It's not all that bad. I mean, this is not gross child abuse. It's all done in a very laughing mood. The kids are put up there. And any kid that really did start to get upset, they pull them out of there right away, of course. They don't persist in abusing anybody. And he was cool with this. And he wasn't so confident that his son would win. He thought his son was more likely to fall asleep or something like that, but he was going to play along with it. I forget the Japanese name for this. And if you Google it up, anyway, it's happening this morning or this afternoon. It's happening today over at Sensoji Temple. Kawai-san, 今日浅草寺で赤ちゃんが泣くような相撲の力士が赤ちゃんを取ってギャーッと子供が泣きますが、一番泣きがうるさいとか勝ちですが、なんていう祭りですか？聞いたことない？浅草毎年やりますね。今日やってます。なんていう祭り？Has somebody found it? Naki sumo, is that what it is? Naki sumo? I don't remember the name. Yeah, it sounds right. Crying sumo, whatever. Naki sumo, right? So. Just yeah. これかな? Kawai-san's found it on his iPhone.
Naki sumo.
So Naki sumo is right. That it is. There it is. There's the Japanese characters up at the top as well. Naki sumo. Yeah, this is happening this morning up over at Sensoji Temple. Kantar got it. Thank you very much. The Western couple that was here yesterday, they're totally cool with this, and they like I said, they were quite confident that there's no real child abuse going on here.
参加料15,000円も取る。
Huh?
参加料15,000円。見物は無料だけど参加料15,000円。
Wait, what?
だから抽選でお金払ってんだよ。
なんだ? Just a minute, wait, stop. They told me yesterday that there was tens of thousands of applicants for this, and you can apply for it, your name goes in, and they pull your name, and they won. So they won the lottery to get into this. 参加費はいくら?
15,000円って書いてますよ。
It costs you 15,000 yen to do this. If you win the lottery and get chosen, you pay 15,000 yen, which is like 120 bucks. I guess I hope the money's going to charity. お金は何のために? Charity ですか?
いやもう観光業界って書いてるからこれもしかしたら普通のビジネスじゃないのこれこういう浅草観光連盟の資金になるんじゃないの
Wow, well they got to pay the sumo guys.
あとは相撲会にも多分ギャラありますよ。この行司さんも多分ギャラペイでね。
そう。
パーソナルエクスペンスとかいろいろある。場所代とかね。
But wait, how many people? 何人が参加する？
何人参加するんだろう。
100人以上でしょ。赤ちゃん100人以上。昨日話しました。
あ、そうなの。100人以上。
そう。There's more than 100 babies will be taking part in this. Like $120 for each one to join. What's going on? We should start our own. That's good. Nice business.
抱き合わせでなんか抱き相撲の木ハンガーとかって勝手に売ってそこの辺でいて5000円で。
でも多分ちゃんこ鍋でしょ。高いから。
ちゃんこ高いです。ちゃんこって普通の鍋だけ高いです。
The food for the wrestlers, their standard dish is ちゃんこ鍋, this giant, deep, rich stew, but I don't think it's that expensive.
儲けてるんだな。
Whatever. So it's Santa Claus pictures, I guess. Whatever. So same thing. Okay, I gotta get out of here, guys. Let's go. It's gonna be a day for us today. There's 3 parties scheduled today. We're sold out again. Oh, also I should mention that I'd been chatting about this. Remember I showed you the graph of our parties. The fact that we were sold out. Look at the graph there. You can see it, the one on the 26th at 4 o'clock, that did become full, but nobody booked yesterday for the 10 o'clock party on the 27th. And that broke our 6-week-long stream of having people in every party. We weren't totally sold out because some of the parties only had 2 people instead of 4, but nobody came yesterday at 10 o'clock. So our long stream of 6 weeks of having full parties was finally broken yesterday morning. It's the end of the world for us. When we all said, oh my God, our business is finished, what are we going to do? So, okay, today's Sunday. I'll be back tomorrow, Monday morning, quite probably the same thing here, doing this carving. I mentioned that I had some sizing to do, and what I did yesterday, because we had low party reservations and full staff, I spent the entire day upstairs sizing paper, batch 1, batch 2, batch 3, so that we didn't have to do it on the stream. Because nobody's been complaining, but I got an email from somebody saying, Dave, honestly speaking, watching you size the paper for an hour and a half is not so much fun anymore, and whatever. So I get it. It really isn't too interesting. So anyway, today's Sunday, tomorrow's Monday. I will be back here doing more of this calligraphy. I will be off Tuesday, and I can't see any farther than that into the future. Good. It's been nice chatting with you today. We're happy and healthy here. Beautiful sunny day, and the tsunami is about to hit us any minute now. See you tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Oh, you can see the construction there too now. The second floor where those scaffolders, that's where they had a very, very small fire in a snack bar there. And because of the attention from City Hall and the fire department, she had to change her business plan. And it looks like, I think it's going to become a residence. I'm not quite sure yet. They took down all their business signs. So we'll see what's going to happen. It might be something quiet happening, not sure. Anyway, there we go. A nice quiet street for a few minutes. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.